Welcome back, folks. This is Claire Rooney from clairerooney.com, continuing on in the series The Truth About Fat Loss. This is number 8, and in this video I'm going to talk about the real reason why people are fat or overweight. Now, the number one reason that I see in my practice that people have a weight issue, excess body fat, whatever you want to call it, the number one reason is stress. Now, before you say, oh, yeah, that's simple, we're all stressed, I'm going to clarify further what stress is, because most people actually do not have an understanding of what stress is. Stress is anything that demands from the body a response of some sort. There are different types of stress. Some stresses are good, some stresses are bad. For example, gravity elicits a stress on your body, and that stress is good because it creates bone density, right? If you fall out the window of a tall building, the stress of gravity there is going to be quite critical. That is not a good one. There are many types of stress. I'm going to deal with some of the key sources of stress. I'm going to start with the most obvious one, which most people think is, what stress is, but stress is far more. The first one is mental stress. This is obvious. This is the internal worries. This is the anxiety. This is the maniac upstairs and the monkey mind constantly regurgitating, problems, negative experiences, and judgments. That's one form of stress. It's one form. The second form of stress I'm going to talk about is physical stress. Your body is under physical stress every day if you're seated for long periods of time. In fact, the recent research shows that it is one of the leading causes of illness and disease, especially of the biomechanical nature, because you're just sitting down all day long. At the other end of the spectrum, we could become physically stressed if we are over-exercising, doing way too much volume of exercise, or doing a type of exercise that our body hasn't been prepared for. Let's say you've never exercised in your life, you sign up for a kettlebell class and you have absolutely no core stability. That could be a serious stress on your body. The third form of stress I'm going to talk about is emotional stress. This is the primary reason that people overeat. Remember, people overeat for many, many reasons, but this is actually the biggest one. Most people are not mindful or not aware when it comes to eating. They are eating as an avoidance technique. They are trying to stuff those emotions. They are trying to avoid those feelings. Most people would rather jump out of an airplane at 10,000 feet rather than feel their feelings. And what many people do is they overeat or they overconsume alcohol in an attempt to suppress this. The emotional area of evolution is the most difficult for all human beings. So if this is you, you are not alone and there is help available. The next one I'm going to talk about is chemical stress. This is a huge phenomenon in the modern world. We are living and marinating in a sea of toxins 24/7. There is an epidemic of toxicity worldwide, and it is a massive contributor to the fat storage equation. Another one I'm going to talk about is nutritional stress. You could be eating, really good quality foods, but you still may be low on some key vitamins and minerals for the reasons stated previous. For example, if you're mentally stressing over stuff, you're going to need more B vitamins. For example, if you have a lot of chemical toxicity in your body, you need way more nutrients to try and get rid of those toxins. That's just an example. So loads of people are nutritionally stressed because they're not meeting the basic requirements of nutrients that their bodies need. And the final one I'm going to talk about today, this is not an exhaustive list. There's tons more of stressors out there. The final one I'm going to talk about is circadian stress. I dealt about this one in one of the most underrated secrets of fat loss, which is of course sleep. So circadian stress is stress that the body accumulates due to lack of sufficient sleep or poor quality sleep. So folks, that's the wrap up for today's video. The number one reason that most people have problems with excess body fat is stress. However, stress is a multifaceted beast and you need to tackle as many different facets as possible. For more information on stress, please see my new book. I've written exhaustively on the topic of stress in my new book. And the book is called Cracking the Mind-Body Code. It's available at Amazon.com. I also also have a blog on my website. I also have a mailing list. You get a free report on fat loss there if you sign up for that. So all of this is available at clairerooney.com and amazon.com respectively. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time on The Truth About Fat Loss.